Hey everyone, welcome back to Control. Last time, we made it to the research sector, and I explored just about everything until we made it to the astral exhibition. Which I have to assume will have something to do with the astral plane. So let's check it out. But first, there's a reception desk. And a second big screen that I think was showing the same video of Dr. Darling earlier. More of those weird symbols in the printer, I guess. Still don't know what they mean. Multiple hazards, no admittance for unauthorized persons, but I'm the director. And this is exactly what it says on the tin. Kind of a museum of models and pictures of the astral plane. Don't know how they got the camera in there, but maybe this document will explain it. Alright, well it sounds like they've got something dangerous around here. Guess we'll have to hope we don't run into it. You know, if this were a video game or something, of course we'd have to face it. Yeah, more familiar architecture. I don't know what that thing is. Looks like Lavos. And it's labeled To Marshall, where all the other sticky notes seem to say To Darling. Even more notes and pictures and... I don't know what that is, but I think I'm happy we can't see it very clearly. Hope nobody turns the lights off in this room. No, there's the case there. Yeah, more of the same pictures. Oh, a video.
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
Yeah, that looked a lot like the thing that we saw when we picked up the hotline. It's in this room.
I can't believe they keep that thing here.
So this is what they meant by trying to keep it in a replica of its natural habitat. They've got a room that's made up to look kind of like the astral plane, if you could only see in 2 dimensions. And it looks like the only way to proceed is to go through there. Alright, let's get this over with. Also, seizure warning, there are a lot of flashing lights in here. Definitely want to seal the door behind me. Not that I think it can get in there, but you don't want to take any chances. And this door over here needs power. So I'll just go ahead and power it up. I don't want to waste a lot of time in here. By the way, here's the pierce. You charge it up, and you shoot one really powerful shot that uses up half your ammo. Naturally, it does nothing to the astral spike. That cannot be hurt by any means that I'm aware of. Now or later in the game. Once we've got this taken care of, we can close this shutter. But I want to make sure to lure it in here first so I can trap it outside of the part of the room where I need to go. And while I could run away and close that switch from that side, it's a lot easier to hit it from this control panel and close all the doors at once.
What was the Bureau doing with that thing?
Flashing lights have stopped. Hey, at least I got this neat cardboard black pyramid. That's kinda cute. And there is one chest to be picked up here. That's pretty useless. Alright, so this door only opens once we've got the astral spike trapped.
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here.
And it's where we need to go.
Marshall, are you still there?
Shit. We're so close. We need to hurry.
Yep, parapsychology is right down here. And hey, it's our formal introduction to this enemy, the Hiss Cluster. They move really fast, and they heal everybody around them. So, they're pretty much always going to be your first target if they're around. I was aiming for the rocket. I did not grab the rocket. I remember this being another fight I had a lot of trouble with. The problem is that while you can take a defensive position on the stairs here, you gotta watch for enemies sneaking up behind you. And since I'm in the middle of the stairs, they can come from above and below. But they do have a lot of explosive stuff that they're going to launch or throw at us. So we should be in no shortage of things to throw back at them for big damage. And as always, launching everything is going to be the key to victory. Especially if I can't aim. I don't think they're behind me. Sounds like they're somewhere across the way. Guess I need to head down to ground level. There we go. Yeah, the other difficulty is if you're trying to take out all the enemies from a distance, you're nowhere near the health pickups, so they will win a war of attrition. And some of those chairs seem to have had guys in them. More hiss elevated, and yeah, this is the room that the chairs are from. I think there was a report saying that some people seem to be more powerfully para-utilitarian when they're strapped into those chairs, even though it would seem like the opposite should be true. We'll find out a bit more about the purpose of the chairs later, and it might help explain that. Or it might not. I honestly haven't given it a whole lot of thought. Alright, fine. Sneak around the other way while I'm trying to shoot from cover. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got a countermeasure for killing enemies with Pierce. I should probably aim to do that. And I think I just took out both of them in one shot, which is why they stopped showing up there. And we got a big guy in the back. I did put the extra armor damage on Pierce, so it's actually almost worth shooting him with it instead of going straight to telekinesis. But I do want to land the killing blow with Pierce. get those credits. And, yep, there's one more. That'll do it. And again, I gotta manually scroll through to the page on the hiss cluster, but it's rather interesting being, I believe, the only hiss enemy that doesn't actually have a human body. Normally the hiss is just resonance that takes over people and seems to control them, but the cluster is nothing but resonance, and that's why it heals everyone. The model brain has seen better days, I'm afraid. And I've seen better control points, but this one is very welcome.
We've encountered heavy resistance. We've fallen back to the luck department. All agents are ordered to converge here.
Yeah, I hear the hiss in the background, but let's go ahead and talk to her first.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden. Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
She got that right.
More of you? Really?
Yeah, fortunately this isn't too difficult to fight. We've just got a whole bunch of charge coming at us, and as much to throw as we could possibly want. I don't know whether I'm overpowered for this point in the game, or whether I just got lucky. But yeah, nice easy fight, and the entrance to the central research is right behind me. Still, I want to explore this place a lot more. I was fighting here and didn't get a chance to check anything out while I was heading through the first time. Yeah, I don't know whether those names correspond to any actual experiments or whether they're just made up for the game. Yeah, I'll probably do more research and put my findings in the documents list if I get anything interesting. Meanwhile, another mission that I accept while I'm trying to look at the report that tells me about the mission. But here we have another object of power, the X-ray light box, which is what allows astronauts to go into the astral plane in the first place, is right near here in the hypnosis lab. So, yeah, we're going to check it out. Yeah, I can still barely make out the sign. We've got hypnosis, and we've got the extrasensory lab, and we've got a chest up there, which for once I think I can successfully climb the ladder to get. And there's parakinesiology right through that window. Don't plan to go back there anytime soon. Ooh, another document I missed on the way up. See, the only reason I think this managed to escape going into dead letters is that it came from within the Bureau. And even then, I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like exactly the kind of thing that would have been found back there. Don't expect I missed anything in these disarranged filing cabinets. They don't hide away documents, they're always lying out in the open somewhere. Alright, that looked like a broken wall, but I think that's just a place where a rocket hit it or something. Alright, hypnosis lab.
I see it. Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
Alright, we need to find a way in there. But the door appears to be locked. You can see that there's something on the other side, but no way to open it. And this is just another astral blip. Hallway back there I don't think we'll ever be able to reach. And this room back here, which has a couple of... I think those are CAT scans? Not really sure what they have to do with hypnosis, but... whatever. More of those clacky balls over on one side of the room, and a console here, which is the only thing that might open the door. If you look in the upper right of your screen, you'll see a pattern in the background, which is what we need to make on this monitor. So you press up, left, down, right. That'll move this diamond, change the pattern inside, and... I don't think it would be particularly interesting to watch me show you how it all works. I'll probably just solve those puzzles. They're really easy.
Please state your name for the record.
Paul Warren, astronaut, first class.
And you are aware that exposure to the astral plane can result in death, disability, personal injury, corporeal untangling, cognitive collapse, loss of ego, and partial to full dementia?
Yeah. I am.
And you acknowledge that your use of the astral conduit, aka the X-ray light box, is purely voluntary?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Your suit is good?
Yeah.
Okay, you're all set. Open the door for Mr. Warren, please.
Yep, so they were using the X-ray light box for official purposes. Let's see if we can fix this thing. Yeah, I love the way the enemy's name is listed in board speak here. But as we know, the gold enemies are immune to our attacks. And that means everything I could possibly throw at it. So somewhere around here, there we go. There's another enemy. Which I accidentally killed. What we need to do here is use the power of the X-ray light box to turn these enemies into allies. So now, they'll fight with us, and for us, and against that gold guy, and their attacks can hurt it. It's a little like Pokemon. Before I can catch them, I have to weaken them. Then I really just need to stay hidden, wait for more of them to show up, and I should be able to control two of them at once. Now, that one that I just got did a lot of damage. Look at that, half of its health right there. Kinda like to pick up some of this extra health because I'm starting to get a little low. We'll say that standing still while seizing an enemy, generally not advised. You can't jump or evade or do anything like that while you're seizing, but you can move around a little bit and get behind cover. One more really ought to do the job, I think. But I'm never gonna get it if I keep killing all these guys. So I think I want to get away from the gold one. Find an enemy that I can capture where he can't see me. And then just stay behind a shield until it's dead. And simple enough. Just need to figure out where exactly I'm supposed to stand at this point. Here's a bunch of stuff it looks like I ought to be able to climb on. Oh, there we go. And yes, I have noticed the Black Pyramid is directly above the goal of each of the Astral Plane missions. That's why I didn't see it before. I was standing under it. That doesn't look good.
Their brains were fried when I took over the object.
What a shame, I never even really got to know those guys. Anyway, there's one more part of parapsychology that we need to check out before we move on. Get a better look at the chairs, and particularly the head thingies. I'm pretty sure everything in this department is right out of Ghostbusters. So this describes how they managed to get those pictures and videos from in the astral plane. They're using these chairs to record it. And apparently they're well aware of how disturbing that is. So we'll check out the extrasensory lab and then call it a day, I suppose. Yet another observation room off to the side. And a bunch of tanks. Oh, and a thingy. And this document, and the associated mission, is a DLC exclusive for the PlayStation 4 version. I believe you get this only if you buy the Season Pass for the DLC for the game. We'll be learning more about Dr. Yoshimi Tokui shortly, but this quest is a tie-in with the Hideo Kojima game Death Stranding. Yeah, so this is the background of Dr. Tokui, who apparently creates guided imagery tapes that are so engaging you actually hallucinate while you're listening to them. You're meant to play through the whole game, find that, and then get the DLC, and that other document appears telling you that you can finally go get the tapes. So apparently they even thought Dr. Tokui might be a prime candidate for the directorship. And yeah, when I said all the stuff here was props out of Ghostbusters, I was not kidding. I'm pretty sure those are the exact shapes they were using at the start of the movie. It's not entirely clear what they were doing with them. This person actually has a pretty good record for guessing. The pluses, especially, looks like slightly better than you'd expect from Chance. Oh, and here's where they were actually doing the experiment, I think. Let's mess it up. It'll all be back the next time we return. Yeah, personally, I'm not sure what to believe about ESP. I think most of it is retrospective. Like, something happens and it reminds you of something that you experienced earlier, and you just draw that connection and think you got a precognitive look at the future. And that's what deja vu is, as far as I understand it. But that's a lot less fun. This game's all about enjoying supernatural stuff. And another nice, easy mission I should be able to clear quickly. Hiss charged. Shame that one didn't come up before the elevator mission. I would have cleared it right then. And with my extra 3 ability points, I can start building up the Seize ability. It just makes the enemies that I seize live a little longer before they spontaneously drop dead of having been seized. I could go for some other stuff like launching enemies, but at this point, I don't even really want to be able to insta-kill the enemies. Seizing them is slightly more effective, because then they can fight back. And one of the upgrades laid in the Seize tree is really, really good, so I'm probably going to put most of my points into this and try to build up to it as quickly as I can. Meanwhile, I can't upgrade any of my weapons just yet, so I think that's probably enough for today. Call the video here, and I should actually make sure that I haven't got any new documents that I missed along the way. Oh, there is. Oh yeah, that's right. I got a new object of power. Of course there'll be a case file for it. See, every time they mention a janitor in connection with something supernatural, I think of Ati. I don't believe that this is referring to Ati. But it wouldn't entirely surprise me if it were. And the Dr. Darling presentation about the astral spike. I could watch it again without the mission failed pop-up, but don't think there's any need. We got everything we're going to get out of it. So, we'll head down to Luck and Marshall next time.